Here's our story of relearning almost everything and finally beginning to live.
We're Lance and Christine Wakeland.
We are Lance and Christine Wakeland.
We are. So we want to talk about our washer setup.
Well, it all started out one day.
When you got a little ketchup spot.
We needed clean clothes. We had been spending pretty much hundreds of dollars a month.
Yeah, it was like $60 every time I went to the laundromat. And that's a lot of money to wash clothes.
Man, that's a whole lot of money when you don't have much money.
And time, because I had to go there. Though it was fast. It's fast when you're there, but it's a lot of time and just, you don't want to leave. So it's frustrating.
So we had a washer this whole time. It just wasn't ready to go with a water and electric system. So we get this thing in here. We started out trying to run it off the generator. Well, with this fancy digital technology that requires really clean power, it would not run off of our generator. We had an old Coleman generator that we've since upgraded, but so it wouldn't run, wasn't clean enough power, so that didn't work. We tried it with just gravity feed from, I had an IBC tote about 5 or 6 feet off the ground, and we tried to gravity feed it, but these things require too much water pressure for that to have worked. So then I had a 15-gallon, it was actually like the sprayer for like you would put on the back of a four-wheeler, on the back of a quad, and spray weeds or whatever, but we had been using it for showers. I took it and ran the hose up to where, I think I actually had it to where you stepped on the thing and water came out. I don't remember.
You had to hook the battery up
just
to it.
Basically, it was awesome, okay? So it had this little pump on it, and so we tried to hook it up to here, and it wasn't enough. So I
was like frustrated. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I need to do laundry, and there wasn't any information out online of how to do it, so we had to get a little bit more creative.
Because I think most people trying to have a totally off-grid washer were like, getting one made for that, or they weren't trying to do it with just a normal,
a new washer. They would maybe use an older one where top feeder, where it's just not as new technology.
Yeah, so we had this nice washer that we're trying to utilize. So I send her, and she goes into town and she picks up a pump at Harbor Freight, which was a nice, powerful pump, but it didn't have a shut-off switch, and
so I had to watch the laundry, it was when it was with the pump wasn't pumping water, I had to turn it off. And so about a month of that, and then it was like, you let your guard down, and pretty soon you didn't turn the pump off, and it burns the pump up.
The pump didn't get turned off, and it burned up.
So it's the wrong pump. It was working, but it was the wrong pump.
So then, which I knew the whole time it wasn't the right pump, but it's kind of like, it's kind of one of them things where going to town is a big deal, and we try to make the most out of our mistakes, I guess.
Well, spending money is a big deal.
Yeah, money, period.
We want to do the right thing.
So finally, we get this bad boy, which this is what would be utilized in like a camper or like a boat that has a water tank, and you're running water to the sink or whatever.
What is it called?
Seaflow professional grade pumps. And we are super happy with it. It, I believe, is about up to 45 gallons per minute. As soon as it reaches pressure, it shuts off, and it just works great. Keeps this thing fed. I've even had it. I've used it for other stuff, and it works great. But the other part of the story is we were able to get to work because in the beginning, when we were trying to run off the generator, we did not have solar power. So finally, like our solar inverters, the pure sine wave technology, super clean, and runs this thing great. And this is actually, a very efficient washer that, it's a low wattage, and doesn't drain that much power out of our batteries when it's running off battery when the sun's not shining. So it works awesome.
And it helped too, because at first we didn't have our water situation worked out very well. So we had a tote behind finally that had water in it, but we were still going to the building to get water, and it was just a mess until we figured out that we could pump from the creek. And so we keep it filled a little bit.
Yeah, we got right on the side of this wall is a 275 gallon IBC tote, which basically got a hose running from this pump to it. It sucks it out, and we just keep it filled up. So
yeah. We don't have to worry about burning our pump up. The only problem is it's only cold water, so we can only do cold water settings. And
we do short washes.
Short, because we don't want to use too much of our stored power. And so I wouldn't say our clothes are very clean.
I mean,
as
they're a lot
clean
cleaner.
as I would want them.
They're a lot cleaner than when we put them in there.
Definitely cleaner than when we put them in there. And then the sun, because we're air drying, the sun does do some more cleaning. So it works.
Another thing here.
We love our water machine.
Yeah,
It is called the water machine.
Yeah, you can supposedly put about any kind of water up here in the filter area, but we put water in here from the church building down the road. They have a well, and it's really hard, and it does have some sediment in it, but this filters it all out, and down here you end up with nice, fresh tasting, clean water.
And these filters, you just rinse them once a year, or I don't remember exactly how many gallons of water.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. I do not have to buy a new filter for like 5 years with the amount of water that we're putting through here. So that's super convenient, really great. It's not an expensive, machine, and it's just great tasting, clean water.
And basically, Water Machine knows this because they are not currently sponsoring us. But that is definitely subject to change.
Because we would love to have like a couple more of these.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
And also, so
it comes with
this little like 6-inch tall base, but I built this kind of plywood surround so the kids or the washer, nobody could tip it over. And you can even, like when it gets empty, you can't now because you got 5 or 6 gallons of water there, but you can tilt it forward to eke out the last little bit. I wouldn't let the kids try it, but if you're a responsible adult with at least 50% of your brain functioning, you can pull it off. So it's good stuff. We're very happy to have clean clothes
and clean drinking water.
Yeah.
I feel really good about this water.
Yep. And it tastes great.
Yeah.